This is not a fire drill, nigga. That's the real thing. Thug out of jail, nigga. Spider, spider, spider. Please, these Misties Riders. Spider. What's good, man? You heard it. Thug out of jail. I'm sure you already saw it, man. I ain't gonna lie. This is one of the best days of 2024. My birthday is on Monday. Yeah, Monday, November 4th. So this is like a gift to me. Shout out to God. But, you know, if I feel like I'm probably like a top 100 Thug fan in the world. That like objectively, I have the stats to back it too. I don't have Spotify, so I don't have that stat. I can't see like I'm a top 0.1% listener in the world. But I feel like if you put me in a room with 100 of the biggest Young Thug fans, I would be in that hoe for sure. And I would probably place around like, I ain't gonna gas it and say I'm number one, but I'm probably like a cool 82, 86, you know what I'm saying? So this was a monumental day, monumental. And niggas is gonna say, damn, I seen this on Twitter. Niggas gonna say, damn, 15 years of probation? That shit's a trap. Nigga, all you have to do is be a law-abiding citizen for 15 years. You know what I'm saying? That's nothing too crazy. But also, he was facing 45 years, gang. Plus, he would have had to serve 25, and he would have been 25, and then I think the rest would have been on probation. Nigga, he's out of jail. That's a fucking W. 15 years of probation, and the initial offer Brian still offered was 3 years of house arrest. The judge did better and gave him 15 years probation. So, I mean, hey, that's a W in my book. But the main thing I want to talk about is the music. So one of the things that was in Thug's conditions of him getting out is that he cannot promote gangs in any way in his music. So I'm assuming that's gonna be talking about guns and violence and shit like that, selling drug use and shit like that, right? And I feel like I've seen it on Twitter. People, that was a cause of concern for them. They were worried about Thug's music. In my opinion, I don't think that's a problem. And I think like we're still gonna get very generational music from Thug. If you look at Thug's best album, in my opinion, is Beautiful Thugger Girls. On that album, he's mostly singing. And I feel like the most common thing that he's talking about on that album is love. Like those are a lot of love songs on that album. You know what I'm saying? There's really not a lot of like up-tempo, violent-ish tracks that make me want to slap a nigga type shit. You know what I'm saying? There's not a lot of songs that on that. There's no songs like that on that album. So I think you're just putting Thug in a place where he can make more music like that. And if we could get more music like that, then we're in for a treat. And also, Thug is not like NBA Youngboy, where he mostly talk about killing and drilling niggas, you know what I'm saying? I mean, yeah, you know what I'm saying? That's a common theme in a lot of his shit, but that's not like the majority of his music. It's really not. So, he talks about like money and fashion a lot and love, like I said. So I think really he's gonna be fine. And you gotta remember, his girlfriend is Mariah the Scientist, R&B singer. So I think you're gonna see more collabs from them, and I think that's gonna work out really, really well. I love Mariah the Scientist music. I would not mind a collab tape with those two. I think that would be great. Ride and Walked In, great songs. But I think she's gonna be more of a freaking collaborator since Thug can't talk about those things. And I also do think whenever Thug drops the next project, because I feel like he's probably going to be secluded for a minute. I don't think we're going to hear from him for a cool minute. I wouldn't be surprised if it's a year, and I wouldn't mind, gang. Take your time, dude. You've been in prison for fucking 2 years, dude. And that trial, it ain't been no joke, stressed out, right? But whenever he drops that next project, I do think it's going to be very similar to A Gift and a Curse. Like the subject matter and the way it's handled. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't be surprised if it's no features, for real. You know what I'm saying? It's just Thug on that hoe. And he's just talking about what he's been through, how that shit has impacted him, how it's changed him, and shit like that. I think that's the lane that his next project will go down. And I do also think, since Thug can't talk about those things, we're gonna be getting more singing Thugger. Just him using his voice more. And my favorite version of Thug is him singing. So I absolutely am fine with that. And the last thing I want to talk about is Gunna. So Thug requested that he wants the ability to still make music with Gunna, because he can't be in contact with any of the co-defendants who have been on the trial. Gunna was one of them, right? So he can only keep in contact with his brother, Funk, and Gunna. And that was huge, bro. It got accepted. And that made my day, gang. That made my day. I was like, Gunna! You don't wanna, if y'all wanna in your easy, man, that shit too easy. I was like, oh shit. Me and Gunna, we up there. They said, you tell me you finna get that back? And to me, bro, a lot of niggas was talking out their ass, talking about Gunna snitch, Gunna this, Gunna that. Bro, I said this from the start, bro. We gotta wait on what Thug says. Cause that's who's impacting. And Gunna didn't snitch, bro. He didn't snitch. Out for plea. Look it up. We have forklifters talking about, that nigga snitched. That nigga snitched. Trying to tell lawyers that nigga snitched. Whole time this nigga's a forklifter. And I feel like we're about to see hella rappers. I know. We're gonna see hella rappers backpedal and start, you know what I'm saying? They're probably not gonna do a public apology, but there will be apologies behind the scenes. And they're gonna start making music with Gunna again. And I always knew, once I seen Offset, who was from Atlanta, who has been tied in with Thug, Migos thugging. If you know that, if you know, you know. Migos and Thug, they've been locked in for a minute. Once I seen Offset become a freaking collaborator with Gunna, I was like, okay, things are starting. There's a chance that things are gonna go back. Cause Offset just wouldn't do that to do that shit. He would have to know some shit like, okay, it's cool. You know what I'm saying? So I'm glad to see it. I love to see it. Hopefully we get that Gunna and Thug project. But you know what I'm saying? I think Thug's music, call me crazy, I feel like his best years could be ahead of him. His best years could be ahead of him, bro. You have all this subject matter and everything that's happened to him. And bro, you come out of a situation like that, bro, you get 20 plus attribute points, bro. So I think his best years are ahead of him, bro. I think he's gonna cook. Call me crazy, but I think Thug fans were in for a treat. I'm glad he's out of the pen. That is my GOAT, greatest artist of all time. I'll say it again if I need to, but that's all I really got to talk about today. That's all I had to say, man. Glad the GOAT is free. Glad things is going back to normal. YoungSpida out.